Look at that sweet, sweet hype chamber. We're finally getting started. We got two matches, one on the mainstream, one on the alternate. Over here on the alternate, Geekay Esports versus FUT Esports. Jorby and Hercules on the cast. Take it away, guys.
Well, guys, we're back. Did you miss us? We're already ready to go. I know. I was going to see, like, are we going to just be like, hey, Jorby, hi, other Jorby? But, Jorby, it's time. Geekay Esports versus FUT Esports. It's an interesting one. It's the first stream, or one of, in tandem, for the Birmingham Major.
Yep, game one brought to you by Progressive. Geekay with Oli to start, trying to bring that Batmobile back in style. It's fun to see the Batmobile make its way back. It just takes me back a little bit. Makes me think of Cooks here, Berry Peak. You know, the good old days. The
good old days of Rocket League Esports. It is always nice to see it come out every once in a while. And I do appreciate that he's stuck with it. He understands the good luck vibes of keeping that car on.
Yeah, Chiefs would say long car hype. Although he's not a Batmobile main, he's a Dominus main. So. But either way, he understands the power and the grace of a long car. So far, not too much to speak of in terms of FUT. Geekay have held the ball fairly well in this first minute. And FUT on the back foot, actually get the 50 and maybe set something up here. But a nice pass, nobody able to challenge. First man had no boost, couldn't go for it. So FUT still looking for a way out. Shuffle step around one. This looks deadly for VK Sailing. The layers are there.
I do gotta put some flowers towards FUT Esports. There's gotta be respect on their name here, because twice they had pretty decent shots. It was the second one, though, from the corner that snuck its way in. A little bit of an awkward touch there from Oli, and then Joyo's positioning just made for a wide open net.
Yeah, bit of a miscomm. Oli didn't have a lot of boost. Joyo thought he'd come to support him and realized, oh, Oli's getting the touch. Joyo had to backflip, try to recover, but then he was stuck on the wall, and you saw how awkward he was afterwards. Not the mistake you want to be making if you're Geekay this early. You want to try to get those vibes going. FUT get demoed in net, but nice stop there from Torres, who picked up that first goal for FUT Esports. Some rippers there from Geekay. Either way, though, FUT's defense holds for now, but holding the ball has been a different story. Outside of that last carry that they had, it was a Geekay mistake they were able to punish.
Ooh, and this was just a nice attempt, too. I gotta hand it. Right now, FUT Esports is trying to outpace Geekay a little bit, and it's working. They're finding their momentum. This shot on target, and the goal line save just barely gives them time to breathe, but Geekay Esports, bit of a slow start here in this game. Number one, still down by one. Archie slow pass over to Joyo, sent off. VK Sailing, the one to catch it. No connect on it, means it goes back into the hands of Geekay. And like I said, Jorby, FUT Esports knows they got to play the aggressive game. That's the only way they're going to be able to keep up with a team like this.
They've been able to put a couple of scary opportunities on net. Geekay can't quite get back to the ball. Oli does force him to give it up. Decent catch from Joyo off the ceiling, and there's nobody home. Getting harassed by Oli on the back line, and Geekay finally find a way through.
This is just great placement, great timing, little reset to get some power on through. You saw Oli in the net too, just being a little menace to whoever was on the back end there. And a tied game, 2:10 on the clock. What was a little bit of a slow start for Geekay Esports is finding a ping of momentum here in the second half of the game.
Torres hasn't looked too bad either. His name has been called a couple of times. He scored that goal earlier off the mistake, but also made a couple of key saves. FUT have bought themselves a chance here in game one. They make this one a bit awkward for Geekay. Torres will take his time, get a full tank of booze. Where's the outlet? So far, everything's been challenged out by Geekay. Really just giving up some of these touches. VK Sailing lucky that ball comes back down to him. And FUT trying to find some space back on their own half. They do, but again, you boom it away. Archie coming from downtown. He's going to be driving for a bit. Oli might have a chance, but again, challenged and unable to find their way through. Oli A little tip, a little dunk, and there they go. GK had complete control, and FUT on the back foot, 2-1 for GK.
Just an absolute swarm from GK too. They were like the tiniest of touches, guys. Just keep hanging it around them. You know you're gonna be able to force it in. It was just a centimeter closer and a centimeter closer every time, and the defense just crumbles on there. And GK Esport take their lead just over a minute to go. Oli pinch off the ceiling to the backboard. No second follow-up. It was a great read there from Leorio. And FUT Esports gonna try and get a foot back in this one.
Good job from Archie, popping that ball up, keeping it close. Gave no chance for FUT to get a favorable 50, and booted back downfield. FUT right in front of the box, off the post. Leorio recovers. They cannot stuff Archie. That's 2 massive 50s for Archie. The first one that went to Oli earlier. This one he just puts in himself with no help needed.
I mean, you know what? Archie's feeling it. Do your thing, man. Push on him, force him in. 46 seconds and a 2-goal lead is a very comfortable position, but 3 is even better.
It took about a minute or two for GK to get warmed up here. And I send all 3, why not? On the bot kickoff, that's actually brilliant stuff there, GK. Hilarious. For them, 44 seconds, house money now in game number 1, and all the confidence that they need. Was curious if when FUT put that question mark with that first goal off that Joyo mistake, if we'd see GK struggle on the offense, but it did not take them too much longer, Hercules, to get it going.
No, it did not. I mean, of course, there was a second, right, when FUT Esports was first to score. Everybody was like, ooh, you know, I understand slow start, but how slow is it going to be? But since that second minute, it has just been all GK Esports, and really Archie. Archie's done an incredible job of cleaning up, finishing up, and just really initiating some momentum in this game number 1. And Oli, of course, dropped down to Archie. 2 seconds left. Joyo, maybe a 5th if this doesn't get taken away, but they're respecting it. It's over 1. This one still in play. You can do the most you can, but it's not gonna be enough. GK Esports take game number 1.
Easy does it for GK. Archie did win the ball off of a couple of challenges, but then when they have the ball with space, you really got to look at what they're doing when they do get that ball with space. And a lot of times, they're just lobbing it up to go for another challenge when either you could bring that ball down or you might just get scored on again here. Archie gonna keep on farming. Didn't know Farming Simulator had a Rocket League DLC, but Archie found it here. Put a redirect on Torres. Good luck trying to put that clear somewhere favorable. An easy start here for Archie.
Oh yeah, this is he found the hack. It was putting the money sign into his name, and ever since then you can't stop.
Is that the trick?
That's the.
All I gotta do is put a dollar sign.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be so real. Gen.G all added the dollar sign after they watched what he did, and then they won. So.
Doesn't Archie use pounds though? I feel like
yeah.
You know what I mean? So okay, so wait, if I put the pound currency sign in my name, then that will work.
Yeah, you just have to use a currency that's not from your home country.
That's not yours, right? Well, there you go. We'll call that series Hacks with Hercules.
There you go, guys. You're welcome.
I like that. FUK Salen couldn't quite line that ball up, and FUT get pushed right back on defense. Oh, powerful flick, double commit as well. It's the first opening for FUT, and it's off the bar and out. Even luck not falling your way, but they still have control of the ball, diving in front of it. Can't keep the orange cars behind it. They're forced to retreat. Torres hoping to find Leorio. And again, it's a dump and chase kind of game for FUT Esports. These days, it's hard to play that game on land.
Oh, whoa. Shot on in from the mid. For a while, FUT Esports, they only heard the new ping of the crossbar, but finally, down low and in. That was the key way to get past GK. Little questionable on the back end as far as defense went. I think you had seen Archie go up, and it just did not work out well for them. He got bumped. Yeah, he got bumped out of the way, and it just opened.
It was a good play by Torres. That's been where the bright spot has been for FUT. And about the 2 minutes of brightness you've seen from them has been the new LAN attendee Torres. BK Salen might have a chance here. He knew he had to be quick. There's no chance he was getting back to that ball. BK Salen back over to Torres. It's a wide open net. And what? Oh, it was wide open.
Was is the key word. you gotta take those opportunities when they are presented to you. But right now, GK's doing their own. Pinch back though, goes in favor of FUT Esports. So Oli tried to slow it down just a tiny bit on that one. The tiniest of touches, not quite making any connects for GK. FUT Esports doing a pretty decent job of breaking on into this blue side. Bump off the ball, a shot on target denied by Oli. The follow-up taken off by Archie. It's low in the reserves for GK. This clear is gonna give them some breathing room, but it's short-lived. And Joyo had just enough to redirect this one back into the corner, but you already see FUT Esports up in their faces.
I mean, it was 3 shots on that last try from FUT Esports, all back-to-back, but that third shot needed a little more juice behind it. It was a dead shot. I don't know if it was Torres or VK who took that shot. Demo, and just missed it on the first, and that follow-up shot from Joyo had no chance. Oli getting harassed, gets deleted. The 50 back to Torres, but again, Archie's been so good at recovering, and his 50-50 game has been great so far. And definitely saved GK on what would have been another shot opportunity for FUT, who have been doing a lot better and at least getting back to this ball. That's the thing about the, the dump and chase game, is if you're always able to get back to a 50, if you can get the other team about a step behind you, that will work well for you on an offensive push. The trouble is, can you handle a transition? And can you actually squirrel this ball away from Joyo and company, who are much better at holding that ball? As you see FUT, they're having to use a lot of boost just to get it downfield. And I mean, what are you gonna do with that touch? Hope it just comes back to Torres, which it does. They don't connect on the pass. But it is showing you that several things kind of have to go FUT's way before they get a chance at a free ball, whereas GK are creating more of those chances by keeping that ball close to the bumper.
Yep, and I love the mention of the fact that it takes so much boost for FUT Esports to even get into the GK side, and I think GK are also recognizing that. They're doing a little bit better of making sure that they all are very much in control of the boost in that midfield, so that transition out is slow enough for them to cut, FUT Esports off. So it isn't as reminiscent of that game number 1. Shot on target, double commits, keep this one out. The follow-up off the crossbar, down and out. The follow, maybe 3. And unfortunately for GK, it is just the ringing sounds of the crossbar ping.
Gotta be my favorite update this month,
I want to know if it adds to the frustration.
I know I'm frustrated. Drop down, no shot. GK, effectively, you should be in the lead right now. I mean, the one from Joyo, I can almost understand because he has to time it off the bar. But the follow-up shot afterwards, got to find a way to get that ball in. Otherwise, FUT might find a way to steal this game away from you. With 10 seconds left, Oli not going to get back to it. Torres has Leorio down underneath. It's a free ball. VK Sil! But no one wants to shoot the ball today, apparently. As FUT just dropped the ball, got a demo. Ball stays in the air, touches the ground, and it should be a 1-1 series with FUT Esports tying the series up, but instead we have overtime.
Oh my gosh, and they almost do it off the rip. The kickoff in favor of GK. Just off the mark, though, FUT Esports gets to stay in this overtime. Archie from the ceiling and down. Oli's just trying to do the follow-up. Joyo calls himself off. He feels better to just stay a little bit further back, and it was the right call. GK Esports on their attack. Pass over to Joyo. A little bit awkward on this one, so he's got to slow it down. And it centers itself, but the clear out to FUT off the backboard. No space to double.
Smart Leorio, he was leaking forward. Saw that double tap wasn't going to happen. And he pulled back at the last moment to receive it. Now the net's wide open! Now GK's defense, suspect at best in game 2. And they finally got put in the jail cell. FUT find their first game win, and it's Torres sneak in the left corner of the net. We got a ball game here in Swiss round 1.
Yeah, I was telling you.
Comes off of those slight miscoms. The net was wide open at the end. You missed the net a couple of times earlier in that game. And really both teams kind of gave back-breaking errors where you think, well, that was your chance to close the game down. And for both teams, you could argue that it should have never went to overtime. Now here we go with FUT. You build that confidence up a little bit more. You got that belief. I still think that the skill, I don't want to say skill disparity, but rather the difference in philosophy of play between that dump and chase, challenge the ball quickly, which is effective, but can you keep that ball tight to the chest, and can you keep finding ways to wrench the ball away from GK? I think that is still going to be something that will be difficult to do consistently in the rest of the series.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I think GK also just has a lot more options as far as, you know, being adaptive to FUT esports, whereas FUT esports realistically is probably coming in with like 1 or 2 different versions of themselves. The really, really aggressive side and the slower version that might attempt to keep it close to you, but it's a little easy to call out. And right now they're forced more on the back end, so you don't really get a peek of that. And GK are trying to swap things up. They've wanted to go back to that more aggressive side, and they're recognizing, you know, keeping that third man back just a little bit deeper than before might cost you a little bit less on the mistake end. That was a risky shot, though. They got lucky it was wide.
I mean, Joyo, he was trying to find that touch to Oli on the defense, and then he just gave it right back up to FUT instead. It wasn't a good touch. I think Joyo's the one who got away with it, as it drops right back down. GK get back onto offense. To commit on the play, Joyo almost found Oli. An interesting give and go, but FUT find their way downfield. Oli trying to keep it away. But Torres steals the boost, forces the 50 as well. FUT able to heat up. Thought after they scored the first goal of the series that this one might smell a little different. GK went 4-1 in that game. Game 2, that scent definitely came out. But here we go, Oli will put it right back in. GK will strike first here in the first 2 minutes.
I like what I'm saying from Oli too, because I think there does have to be a little bit of a step up from him. He's my player, in my opinion, that when he is having a day, right, a really good day, this team gets to go, you know, wild on the field and do whatever they want to do. And right now, Oli trying to do it on his lonesome. Couldn't get past 2. Archie's a little slow on the follow there. But eSport putting their all into the defense right now. To try and make that clear, they do it. 50's back in their favor. Half the game to go. This is where GK Esports thrived in game number 1. It was under the pressure. Still trying to build on the lead. Joyo's gonna do it single-handedly.
Actually surprised this gets through. It's a nice landing from Joyo. Makes his approach to the ball sneaky. Grabs the reset. Archie delayed Leorio. You see him going for the bump. Leorio was forced to freeze on the wall. And the guy coming down center field was a little bit behind on that play. And so Leorio not there means the opening there for Joyo. Now Oli finds Joyo. Trying to find Archie on the opposite side. No dice. Much better here for GK in game number 3. Will be a little bit harder for FUT now in the final 2 minutes. So Oli gets the catch. Challenge goes out. Defense looking a lot more solid for GK.
Joyo's just had so much control. The controlled musty, tried to get it out. Leorio said, just stop it. There's no clips happening here. All right, just give us our shot opportunities. And they're going, no. Oli back over to Joyo. He's got enough to try and make a redirect, and it's intercepted by Torres. And this one all the way to the back, and now FUT Esports playing that deep third man, but it's not enough to stop Joyo. The redirect in, absolutely nasty.
It was a terrible touch from VK Salen. And then, of course, when you have a touch that bad, Joyo gets to do the fun thing. A nice little pre-flip redirect. That was a sick angle from Joyo. But VK Salen, he was in that awkward spot to begin with because he had jumped early. I don't know if it was just a misinput, but he had jumped early, had to recover. Then he had to turn back and run. Now he had to panic. Now it's a mistouch. And now Joyo's doing that on you on net. And way to set him up, too. Archie has been dishing it out like a 5-star chef. Every time they're scoring, it's Archie behind it. He had a great pass to Oli to start that scoring. And he gets a nice little redirect to get a goal, too. 4-0 here for GK.
Everybody gets a little time to shine here in this game number 3. I think that loss also kind of had GK Esports sit up, maybe not fully in their chairs, but just enough to let the ego shine at the right time. And it is 4-0 on the board, just over a minute left to go here in this game number 3, where they should rightfully claim their match point. 1 minute left to go, shot on target. BK Salen, he's tried his darnest to keep everything out, and for the most part has. I do gotta hand it to Torres. He's gotten some pretty decent setups. The last heroic efforts are starting to come through.
Yeah, Torres had nice 50 here. Only gets pushed up on that one. That's nice. Again, Torres has been the bright spot for FUT Esports. Unfortunately, the sun has not been able to quite rise for them in this match. That game 2, the best it has looked. But the expectation is coming to fruition here with GK, as they trying to build that momentum from what they did. And a lot of people, myself included, wondering about this team and if they can continue to keep shooting upwards after winning that European Open 3. I mean, so far so good. You know, you drop a game there. FUT Esports, they are an import squad representing Sub-Saharan Africa. This is exactly what you expect from GK, where even if you go down a little bit, you adjust, you go in the next game, and you show the other team why you are better than them. And GK currently showing them why here. 5-1. Game 1 was what, a 4-1 mark, Herc?
Mm-hmm. Now 5-1.
Very dominant in the strength of victory.
Oh yeah, and you do have to. The one thing I will say, as far as FUT Esports goes, I credit to the one win that they've gotten so far. I feel like a lot of that comes to the fact that this is not a team that they see often. You have that edge of being able to catch them off guard. It's just a matter of, can you keep doing it? And so far, the answer is no. GK Esports take them down again. The script attempting to write itself, but no, it won't. Despite what you see out there, that is not what just went down. 5-1. And that is exactly what FUT Esports have to do here in this game number 4. It's a match point in favor of GK Esports, looking to get their first win in the Swiss with a reset down forward. Enough power, but a better save.
Now, what do FUT have in the tank? It will probably have to come behind Torres. Torres, who's had the best 50 game. He's had the best looks on the ball. Joyo, though, he's doing some tricks. That was sick. This is why I became a Joyo fan. This is why we get so many Joyo fans. How about a musty air dribble, flip reset, double flip reset, twirly do 360 no scope? Is this a Tony Hawk game or is this Rocket League, Joyo? I can't tell when you're playing the game.
He said, put me in the 1v1, coach. It should have been me.
Oh, there's another. Goodbye, Oli. Gets out the punching glove and does his best Mike Tyson on this one. You don't just get hit once. They hit you with the left hook and they hit you with the uppercut.
I mean, you know what? Show me Buffy Sugo as much as you want, Joyo. I love her. Keep her coming.
Oh, nice catch, Oli. Yeah, GKR in style mode right now. Getting across. FUT, can you find your footing? Touchdown. That looks decent, but not on target. You had to find the seam between two players, and you ran into the woodwork. GK, very strong start. Exactly as you would expect here at the start of game 4. FUT struggling to find any kind of purchase even in their own half right now.
Archie. Trying to take his time a little bit there. I will say this is a faster defensive game from FUT Esports. They were a little bit cleaner with it, but only 30 in the tank to work with isn't going to get you too far past that midline. This one back, the pass to Torres, caught and sent forward. GK Esports matching their game. Right now, FUT Esports, there's no denying Joyo. He's too much right now. You lose him once, and then after that, I mean, dang.
Yep, no boost for Leorio either. Nothing you could do about it. That's about as free as it has felt. Earlier in this series, FUT had much better of it. since then, they've been on the back foot consistently. Something we haven't really talked about a lot. Oh, God. Well, that's ugly. But something we haven't talked about a lot is that the fake kickoff, or really the kickoff arsenal that GK have shown. They've gone several different kickoffs. We've seen the bot kickoff. We see that fake kickoff a good bit. We've seen the cheat up, go to the one side, get the 50 for a quick, I don't know what they call it. Gentlemates, old Gentlemates that popularized it. But either way, this is like some disgusting work here from GK, putting foot in the dirt.
Oh yeah, and that's exactly what you got to do, right?
Maybe the mantle.
They're gonna have to wait for a bit after. You might as well come off of a high and beat down whoever you saw in the first round, and that's exactly what they're doing. Everybody's just gaining confidence and the ability to keep, again, your ego going through the rest of the Swiss for the day. But 3 minutes is a very long time. This either turns into a worse beatdown or maybe potential for FUT Esports to find their way into it. We've seen a couple shots just off the mark here for GK, but nothing to be too stressed about when you're 5 up. And 250 on the clock here. I mean, Derby, FUT Esports, they put their hands up, but they're not in it.
I mean, I'm not even stressed watching the game for GK. Strength of victory has been, I mean, it's what, 5 goals this game, 5 goals last game. They had, was it only 1 or 2 goals in game 2? Either way, they've scored like 16 goals in this series. FUT have scored like 3. So it has not been close at all. And of course, it wasn't close on the mainstream either, with Furia taking down Chiefs 3-0. Me especially not surprised at that result at all. The 6 goals, we're just trying to rack up as many as possible. At this point, we're just going for the Brazil. Maybe give FUT one a token goal. There's still 2 minutes in this game.
There's a ton of time. There's a world, Jorby, where they give them their token goals. So we're going to see if it happens here. Off, kickoff, demo in the mid. That might be it. They gave it to them. They said, set them up and give us the clip.
This time the kickoff didn't work for him. Only with a lazy little flip over to the midfield boost. To be fair, I think he flipped as that demo happened. But not going to see the full strength of GK. I think later in this Swiss, when we start seeing them challenged a little bit more, that's where I'm really curious how they will do. Question of consistency. And at the beginning of the series, I was talking about Archie being that player who inconsistency had started to define him a couple of years ago. He'd have a breakout game and you think, this guy, he could be one of the best players in the world if he could find consistency. With GK in particular, I feel like he's starting to find it. This series as well, been at the center of most of it when the game was a little bit closer. We got that 930 points in that one game, but he's also enabling his team to be great with his challenge game and his vision on the passing. I've really liked how Archie has developed as a player. And I said at the start that his story was one I was interested in the most in this tournament. And I would really like to see Archie kind of take that next step up as a competitor. So, you know, he's always had it in him. A great kid to boot as well. Obviously, everyone knows Joyo's character and Joyo's performance as a player, but it's fun to see Archie also take that next step. So I'm curious to follow him throughout the rest of Swiss. No Brazil today, as FUT will put another one in here, and we're getting to the end, but GK have the game in hand.
Yep, they found another one here in this. Like you said, storylines are incredible, and you always get curious about all these players. I think if you were ever an EU fan at any point, you recognize almost all of these players. I know VK Salen is one that's been out there for a minute, and he's been waiting to have his moment, and you know, to the best of his abilities, he is trying to find a name for himself here, but unfortunately for him, you're going up against the big three, the unexpected big three of EU currently. 30 seconds left on the clock and a 4-goal deficit. Potentially could be 5 right here. But 4 at this point is more than enough unless they find a way in. They don't, but it was scary close.
Yeah, it kind of sounded like the bell broke a little bit there. Like you heard the little rattle inside of it as well. It's Such a great addition. I mean, I might get tilted for some of the players that hit that, but not here for GK. They take care of business. FUT did get a game, but that's all they will get, going down to the 0-1 in